I teach out of two books, and I don't make a penny when you buy either one, so I feel really good pushing both. Anybody read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? Oh, a nice round of very bigger numbers than usual. All right, for the rest of you, get this book. Written in 1935, with those of you who read it agree, still applicable today. And with those of you who read it agreed, this is more an attitude book than it is about anything. But this book has made more millionaires than any other book in history. This book has made more millionaires than any other book in history. Now, I'm not saying that money is the answer to everything. But listen, you can be miserable in a better part of town, okay? So just work with me, okay? Some people think money is right up next to oxygen. I don't know. But please write down the bottom line of this book. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Those of you who read it will remember. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But too many people are conceiving the idea they're going to have a difficult time with their business, with their people, with their industry. They're conceiving, believing, achieving. So be careful what you're thinking, because words are previews of things to come. You may want to write that down. Words are previews of things to come. We go to the movies, they show us previews. They're not just toying with us, those movies are really coming. But people say things they don't want, and then they're shocked when they happen. So once again, I ask all of you, how's business? By the way, when you go back to your offices, ask everybody in your office for the next 30 days, when people ask us how's business, we're going to say unbelievable. And they're going to say, why are we doing this? And you're going to say, I don't know, a fellow from Israel asked us to do it. I'm just not explaining stuff, you know, I just don't need to explain. Second book, anybody read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Carnegie? Isn't it amazing? Some of the same people who read the other book read this one. Is there a coincidence here? Perhaps. Rabbit? Okay. And so this also written around 1935. To me, the best personal development, people skills, human relations book ever written. One of the top 10 best-selling books in the history of the world. So, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Yeah. And so, the accountability that many of you struggle with people, you'll find stories that relate exactly to what you're going through right in this book. But here's the problem with these two books. I see people who read these kind of books. Oh, they read bunches of them once. They read each book one time. That does nothing. That can go in one ear and out the other. Reading a book once goes in one ear and out the other. In fact, that can make you narrow-minded. A friend of mine, so narrow-minded, his ears touched. So I suggest find one or two books that really talk to you. I chose these two because they're foundational. Everything written since 1935, derivation of one of these two books. Read them at least 3 times over the next couple of years, and I will guarantee they will improve your finances, your business, your relationships, your future for the better forever. Read them at least 3 times. Now, if these are not books that talk to you, find another one that talks to you. Read at least 3 times. So I felt these books were so valuable. I did not read them once. I did not read them 3 times. I read them once a month, every month for 5 years. 60 times each. So now they are a part of me. And by the way, you want to raise the culture of your company easily? Get copies of these 2 books for everybody in your company, and don't ask anybody to read them. Just ask everybody to keep them on their desk. Mary, John, I had my secretary get these books because I read them years ago. I thought they were really good. Had them get for everybody, including me. Carnegie said, you want to change people? Point to yourself first. So I'm going to keep these on my desk. Would you do me a favor, keep these on your desk? There's no need to read them. Please, just don't read them. Just keep them on your desk, but there's no need to read these books. What do people do when you tell them not to read something? What does he mean now? Read this book. What is that all about? Whoa. Okay. Now, what if you have a negative person in your company? Not that you have one, but if you had one, here's what they're thinking about this. Bunch of garbage as far as I'm concerned. If I ran this company, first thing I would trash these books. I hate these books. So what if I don't win friends and influence anybody? I hate these books. What did you used to make me do? You made me think about your rotten book. What if I pick it up in spite of you one day? What kind of trash do they have in this thing? I'm sure it's a bunch of garbage. Oh my gosh, that's me. Okay, this will do one of 2 things to your negative person. They'll either pick it up, change your life for the better, or drive them crazy and they will leave. Wait a minute, either solution works for me.